Hey guys, so I did not want to do a first look video today, like everyone else is doing. We are 123 plus hours away from the first kickoff. Everything's gonna change. But what I do want to do, maybe like my Tuesday thoughts. Right now, just looking at this receiver salaries, there's a ton of amazing cheap plays that will be low owned. So I just want to look at the receivers. Obviously, Devontae Adams probably going to be the most popular, and rightfully so. I do like the fact that they upped his salary by a ton, which may scare some people off of him. So I think Devontae Adams and A.J. Brown have the two best matchups. Probably going to be the two highest receivers. But you'll need to pair them up with some good value. A good pivot off of A.J. Brown might be the rookie, Brandon Ayuk. I don't know if people are paying attention to him, but he's playing the Seahawks. And he's now the 49ers' number one receiver, other than George Kittle. And the running backs in San Fran are in flux. They're all hurt. So they're going to go with Hasty and McKinnon. Well, Ayuk will get a couple carries. But not just that, they're going to throw a lot more. They're playing the Seahawks. There's no way that the 49ers, although they're playing well right now, there's no way they're going to be able to take, a 2 or 3 touchdown lead on the Seahawks and just run the clock out here. It's Kyle Shanahan. I thought I put Do Not Disturb on there. I did. I muted it. I don't know why the call came in. Whatever. So they're going to be down. They're going to throw. And the Seahawks secondary is just terrible. So Ayuk would be a nice pivot off of an A.J. Brown or anyone off the 6,000s. Heck, he might be a nice pivot off of Devontae Adams, especially if Aaron Jones is coming back. And, of course, I love T. Higgins, but let's go with plays that people will not play. Corey Davis, if you're playing cash, he's probably the most consistent cash play in this salary range, 5 to 6,000. Give you between 10 and 20. Obviously, they may not be able to throw the ball a whole ton against the Bengals. They just run it down their throats with Henry, but something to consider. But who cares about cash? We're doing GPPs now. And Aguilar, I don't understand how he's only 4,700. I think they give salaries right there. No, they don't give salaries. Okay. He's been Mr. Consistent. He's David Carr's favorite target. He's the slot. All the news and notes say, he may not be in there as much when Bryan Edwards comes back. But right now, he's way better than Edwards, and he's a slot receiver. So it should not matter at all. If anything, Bryan Edwards would just let him not be doubled and, slide the cornerbacks over to Bryan Edwards if he is better than Aguilar. And he's got a great matchup. And talking about these Browns, I love stacking, 2 or 3 players on the team and bringing them back with one. But I also like these mini stacks, which just stacking 2 receivers on the opposite teams that are playing each other. You can go Aguilar and go with these Browns. Higgins, he's way too cheap. He's going to be ODB's replacement. He's basically coming in as a number 1 receiver on this Browns team. And again, they're playing the Raiders. The Raiders have a pretty good offense. The Browns' defense has been bad. They're going to have to throw again. And Baker Mayfield with some broken ribs and all. Threw 5 touchdowns last week. Probably throw 2 or 3 against his Raiders defense. I think Brady, he threw about 4 or 5 touchdowns against his Raiders defense. Not that great. So, honestly, I didn't think about this until now. I know it's not a stack video, the best stacks, but a Baker Mayfield, Rashard Higgins, and this next guy, where is he? Donovan Peoples-Jones. I assume he's their deep threat and won't get like 10 targets a game, but he's going to come in at like 2% owned in big tournaments because Harrison Bryant will take all of the ownership on him, and Peoples-Jones will be a great pivot off of Harrison Bryant. And if he goes over 10 points, he's paid off his salary in cash and GPP tournaments. Okay, so let's keep going. I meant to mention him in my video last week. I totally forgot. I meant to play him in one of my lineups. I did 18 lineups and I forgot to play him. Like, he is their definition of a deep threat. And everyone was going towards Keenan Allen. A great pivot or a great addition would have been adding Guyton on your team. Super cheap. And he's a deep threat. And I have to look it up. I think the Broncos are one of the worst to defend against the deep pass. I think I heard that last week. Let's keep moving on. Mooney would be a great pick if the Bears had like an average offensive line. I don't know if the Saints are a good pass rushing team. I know Cameron Jordan is, but I don't know what their team as a whole is. But if Foles gets like another second to be able to hold the ball a little bit longer, I mean, Mooney's their deep threat too. He's going to come in on a 20-25 point game some week. I don't know it's going to be against the Saints, so. The Jets receivers are kind of interesting. It's not a good matchup against the Chiefs, but that just means there's going to be a lot of garbage time. If Crowder is out again, Perriman looks like he's going to be out. It might be Berrios time. Darnold loves Berrios, apparently, just from targets. And when Darnold doesn't play, Braxton Berrios is irrelevant. But where is... Oh, yeah, Denzel Mims, the rookie. First game last week against the Bills. Pretty good. They're going to have to feed him the ball, right? To see what kind of a player he is. Like, he'll be their number one receiver for the next 10 years. Like, Trevor Lawrence is going to love him next year. He's going to be probably one of my favorite plays next year with Trevor Lawrence. But look at the salary, $3,200. He is so cheap. If there's no, 4,000 Jamal Williams this week at running back, Denzel Williams, even if he gives you 5 points, will not hurt you. But he will let you play your Devontae Adams, play your Derrick Henry. Like, you could stack up every position at quarterback, running back, and your top receiver, and just play an Aguilar and Denzel Mims. Like a true stars and scrubs kind of lineups. Also, speaking of super cheap, look at Josh Reynolds. He's emerging. In defense of DraftKings, they did lineups before the Monday night game was played. But what's happening, since I watch every Rams game, teams are putting their top defensive back in the slot against Cooper Kupp. Like, Kupp has a hard time getting open. And the weird thing is, Goff could just throw it to Cup and he'll go grab it. Like, even in college, Cup was covered well. But in college, they just throw the ball up to him and he just kind of did like a Jordy Nelson, just go up there and get it. But Goff is having accuracy issues right now. And then their number 2 cornerback is on Robert Woods. I don't even know what kind of routes they're throwing Robert Woods, but it looks like Josh Reynolds is running better routes than Woods, which is weird because Woods is one of the best route runners in the league over the last 4 or 5 seasons on the Rams. So Josh Reynolds is getting the 3rd cornerback. Plus, McVay is moving Josh Reynolds all over the field. Like on his touchdown last night, he was lined up in the backfield. So, I think they're finally using Josh Reynolds right. He's, 6'5"? He can go up there and catch the ball. The Dolphins have 2 really good cornerbacks. I don't know who the 3rd cornerback is. Like, I'm not even going to play Josh Reynolds in all my lineups. But I'm not going to have 18 lineups or 20 lineups again this week. I'm going to have 5. And Josh Reynolds will be on one of those lineups. Hopefully. You never know. So, let me go over... Okay, so for tight end, we kind of touched on this a little bit. There's no reason to play any top tight end. The chances that a tight end... other than against the Rams, he had 26.9. But even that, even against the Eagles, that 15 catches for 183 yards, that'll never happen. If you want to play Kittle against the Seahawks, then do that. I'd rather play A.J. Brown at that salary. If you do your whole all your plays, and you leave the tight end blank, and you have 7,000 left over tight end, then yeah, play Kittle. And Kelsey against the Jets, that's fine. And Waller against the Browns, that probably will work out. But I'm going back to my theory of playing cheap tight ends will work out more than playing expensive tight end. And I liked Albert O last week. He was still at 2,500. He's the Broncos' 2nd tight end. He was Drew Lock's college roommate at Mizzou, which is also my team. And he's been 2,500 the last 2 weeks. I took him out of my lineups because Fant was coming back. Well, apparently Drew Lock wants to be the next Tom Brady and use 2 tight ends. Because Albert O had 7 targets, and so did Fant. And Fant was a little bit banged up. Look at that, 6 and 7 targets. He had more targets with Fant in there than he did last week without Fant. And KC's good secondary. The Chargers, will they have Hayward as the number 1 cornerback? And other than that, no. I would play Albert O in half my lineups next week. He's 2,800. People are going to slide over to Harrison Bryant at 3,200. I guarantee it. But my other half of my lineups will be Harrison Bryant. I played him in one lineup a week ago, this past week. I had Njoku in it, and then I switched the last second to Harrison Bryant, which panned out. And again, in the smaller tournament, I might have a Baker Mayfield, Harrison Bryant, Rashard Higgins, and Peoples-Jones in that small. If you're playing 500 people or less, that might do it. And then bring it back with Aguilar. That might be one heck of a lineup. That pan out. Alright guys, so thank you so much for watching, and I will try to have more videos this week, so hit that subscribe and the notification bell to know when I'm going to post. I don't post consistently on any given day. I'll just post a video when I want to, so hit the notification bell to see when the next video is going to be. And one day, instead of doing a screen recording, I'll do like a regular recording so you can see my face and my computer as I go through everything. But until then, have a good one, guys.